Hey folks, David Tao with BarBend.com, and today we're talking about one of the top 10 CrossFit Games athletes who will be competing at the finals this year in Aromas, and that is 6-time CrossFit Games athlete and 3-time fittest American female, Kari Pearce. Before we dive too deep, make sure you subscribe to BarBend on YouTube. It's the platform you're watching on right now, unless someone's bootlegged this video and uploaded it to another platform. So even if you're watching it on that, go ahead and subscribe to BarBend on YouTube. Appreciate it. Kari Pearce is a 6-time CrossFit Games athlete, and it feels a little weird to say that because I actually remember Kari's first ever regionals competition where she took the floor by storm, had an amazing gymnastics capacity, pretty good fitness. Strength was something she kind of had to build up at the time, but she qualified for the games out of her first regionals competition, and since then she's gotten better and better to the point where now she's a perennial podium contender at the CrossFit Games. I should also disclose, Kari's a good personal friend of mine, so I might be a little biased, but she's definitely an athlete I root for a lot. Kari finished in 5th coming out of stage 1 of this year's CrossFit Games, and again, the top 5 women will compete at the finals in Aromas, California. Kari didn't know she'd made that top 5 cutoff until really the last minute when we all found out publicly, when it was broadcast live by CrossFit HQ. And that's because due to the scoring system and the format of stage 1, the athletes didn't know where their scores stood in relation to other athletes until the public found out. And she made that spot by just 2 points. It was down to the wire. Let's talk about how Kari started off stage 1 of this year's CrossFit Games. She recorded a 10th place finish in Friendly Fran, pretty good start to the weekend, and then she got 22nd in the front squat with a squat of 246 pounds. Now, that's a great lift for Kari. She's actually told me she's struggled with building her leg strength over the last few years, so it's something that she's made a lot of progress on, but she still lags behind some of the other top athletes in the sport. So a 22nd place finish in that event, really not too surprising, and going into something like a 1-rep max front squat for Kari right now, it's all about trying to stay close to the middle of the pack and not giving up too much. Kari came back on event 3 with a blistering Damn Diane, and she finished in 4th overall in that workout, and then in 19th place in the 1,000 meter row. Kari has an amazing engine, and she can go to a different level when it comes to just actual effort and going to that dark place on an event like a 1,000 meter row. But she's not one of the taller or longer athletes in the field, and so the row, not her strongest event. Again, another event where she's just looking to not give up too many points. Kari had to finish stage 1 on an incredibly strong note to crack that top 5. And she did. It was an outstanding series of performances. She finished 8th in Nasty Nancy, which was the longest event of stage 1. 2nd in the handstand hold behind only Katrin Davidsdottir, and I had actually predicted Kari might win that event, but both former gymnasts, very impressive on the handstand hold. And then Kari finished in 8th place on Awful Annie, another top 10 finish on a workout that got her into that 5th place spot. Now, it's worth noting the points will reset between stage 1 and the finals in Aromas. So no particular athlete is taking a points advantage heading in to the finals. Let's talk about history for a second. There hasn't been an American woman on the podium at the CrossFit Games since 2014, when Julie Fouché finished in 2nd place overall behind Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet. That means that this year is going to be the first time since 2014 that an American woman will finish on the podium. It's guaranteed, and that's because there are 3 American women in the top 5 of this year's CrossFit Games: Brooke Wells, Haley Adams, and Kari Pearce. Kari has never cracked the podium at the CrossFit Games. Her best ever finish is 5th place. I know she's hungry and fitter than ever in her quest to finally stand on that podium in 2020. I'm really excited to watch, but again, I'm a little biased. Which athletes are you most excited to see at this year's CrossFit Games finals? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, I'm David Tao. Thanks for tuning in.